Circle, start a private chat with Logan.
Oh, hi, Jordyn. Fancy seeing you here. I loved our circle conversation that we had on Sunday with Lana, but, I was missing a certain person. Should we add him back?
Sure, let's do it.
Fabulous. Circle, add Sean to our chat. Oh, hey!
Hey.
The shenanigans. I love this intro. Welcome to this intro's fun. Welcome to the Circle Geometric Edition. I for a second forgot that that's what we're calling it. Your number one place for all things reality TV. Today we are talking episodes 5 and 6 of the Circle
buffoonery.
US. Of the buffoonery that is the Circle US. I'm Logan Murphy.
I'm Jordyn Lagace.
And I'm Sean. Dairo.
One named icon, Sean.
New share.
Yes, the new share, Sean. How are y'all doing?
It's the migraine edition, but we're here.
Yes. Very that. I feel that energy.
And I broke
it has
a nail.
been no, not that. Tragedy. But what was not a tragedy were these 2 episodes of, well, actually, I'm lying to you all. There was a tragedy that occurred
Lord,
on these episodes of the Circle, and we're going to talk all things Circle. But before we get started, if you're watching with us live or after the fact on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing to Jordyn's channel, turning on the notifications, liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, doing all that stuff. And if you're listening to us afterwards, wherever fine podcasts can be listened to, make sure you are following, liking, commenting, sharing, doing all that stuff. And without further ado, we're going to get into an episode. Yes. Or 2. Specifically 2.
Yes.
Yay.
Snakes are in the grass.
Snakes are in the grass, and there are more geometric shapes. As if you didn't think that the circle was enough, we're adding a triangle. Or actually, technically, a square. Or a rectangle. Or a 4-sided thing, but we'll get there. So we start off episode 5. We have Courtney in the inner circle because Savannah was blocked in episode 4, which we hated. And she...
But I don't want to, I already don't want to get off to an angry start with Netflix, but the riggery, the buffoonery, and all of that with the inner circle.
Yeah. So we were like, oh my God, what is this inner circle? What is he going to be able to do? We're so excited. And then we find out what the power is. And I said it on Sunday's episode. I said it was going to have something to do with the Joker because it was teased. And so I knew there was going to be some Joker shenanigans. And shocker, spoiler, the Joker. Now, what the Joker does is, at least for the first part, is Courtney now has the ability to talk anonymously to the 2 new players that entered the circle in this episode 5. I have my thoughts, but I want to hear what y'all think about.
I'm just going to say it. I think, I'm one for all sorts of twists, but this was stupid. Mm-hmm. Also, it gives those that aren't the Joker an unfair, it came off really unfair because the Joker gets to bash people before they even get a chance to defend themselves.
Yeah, I just know.
It wasn't even entertaining in my opinion.
It was fine.
It was it was predictable, like I said.
Yeah. I liked the outcome of the second part, but we'll get there. Yeah, so then we start a new day, and there's a morning update, and we see Savannah's...
Newsfeed update.
The newsfeed has been updated, and we see Savannah's goodbye message to the circle, and she's saying that she had the intentions of playing a fair and honest game, heartbroken that she's taken out, but the real snake, or should I say snakes, are left in the game. What did we think about this message from Savannah?
I loved it. 100% loved it. I mean, that's something I would say if I were in the circle. But, I mean...
I mean, was she wrong? No.
No.
There's a lot, like, one thing I have noticed, this game kicked into high gear the second it started. Like, it seems to be moving at a rapid pace, and people are playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know what I was expecting out of this season. No, going in knowing we only had 13 episodes, I didn't really know what to expect. Mm-hmm. But I am happy nonetheless with like the amount of gameplay we're getting, because people are actually like playing the game. Unfortunately for Savannah, she played too hard too fast, even though like how can, like, for me it's like, how do you play too hard too fast in a short season? I mean, I guess they don't know that it's a short season, but like I don't know.
You do what Savannah did.
I was gonna say you do what Bryant did, but Bryant, all he did was his breath work.
I still want to know about the breath work.
I do too.
We were robbed, Bryant. I still want to know.
We got a hotter guy that came into the circle though, so it's fine.
Moving forward.
So then we get a good old circle chat. Everybody's in the circle chat, and Courtney is devastated that Savannah is gone, which is real. But then he's like, did anyone see Savannah last night? I got ghosted again. And we're all like,
it's so obvious.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been the person to ask.
You know, I gotta say, for Courtney's sake, thank God he isn't like, they don't see him, because and that is just audio, because, well, it's not even audio, because I wasn't buying the whole ghosted nonsense.
Oh, absolutely not.
Trevor wasn't buying it either.
I mean,
or in this case, Delisa, like,
who I still love.
Hashtag girl dad.
Yes, girl dad. We get a little bit of Emily, aka Jack, and Chloe talking in the circle chat about defending their decision. Basically, Emily said that she, Jack, was confident in the decision. The pronouns are honestly where I'm struggling. It's a constant struggle, but especially on the circle.
I'm envisioning Chloe post-show so mad that she girl confided in Emily to learn that it's Jack.
So I was robbed of seeing Savannah going to Trevor. Now I want to see Chloe go to Emily. If that doesn't happen, I'll be pissed, because they're girlies. Oh wait, let me not say girlies.
They're
besties.
They're something.
Besties.
They're something. I could see Emily going to Terralisha though. I don't know why.
I could too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
we're gonna get a Chloe moment, and she's gonna be like, that little bitch.
Yeah, so we get Trevor and Lance both snooping on who Savannah visited, and we get a lot of Terralisha talking about how she wants everyone to see the real her, and then she's like apologizing for the truth or dare moment. And at this point, a lot of people are starting to think that Terralisha is a catfish. I think the number one person is Chloe, and I was just kind of confused. Like, I don't I never saw what Tara Alicia was doing as being a catfish. I see that as being a game player.
You want to know the reason why everyone thinks, or Chloe thinks that she's a catfish, is because she emphasized real. So she took it as like real, as in like the real me. Like she thought she was hinting that she was a catfish. But I'm just
why would anyone do that in the open?
Barrier?
I don't know, because like there were other people, like I believe Delisa also said something about it. And she was like, I don't know if Tara Alicia's real.
Right.
And we'll get into more conversations about Tara Alicia. But then at this point, we get 2 new players, both of whom I love. We're going to talk about the attractive one first.
I don't hate.
And then we can talk about
the attractive
the star. Yeah, we can talk about the attractive one. And then the star of my life. I already follow her on all social media.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. If you can't tell from the title of this video, we'll get into it. But first, we have Mitchell. Mitchell, he's really hot.
Okay.
For a generic white man, he's really hot.
Yeah.
Hello, Mitchell.
He,
one thing I don't know if I'm buying is this whole virgin thing.
Oh, I believe it. I absolutely would not go on TV and say that I'm a virgin if I wasn't. Like, that's no.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but like...
I mean, that's fair.
I'm sure girls and guys were throwing themselves at him throughout high school, etc. That's why I'm surprised.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's done his, makeup sessions.
He probably just hasn't done all the things. He's done like maybe half the things, I would assume. But I'm not here to
this is not.
This is a sex positive space. We appreciate all levels.
I didn't like his brother and mom last season.
I didn't either.
I hated them, but I love him.
He redeems the family.
Yes.
If he, we're not even. Continue.
I was about to get to. He's 22. We haven't even gotten to the actual information about him. He's 22. I got the pronunciation down. He's from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, which I'm pretty sure is a derivation of an indigenous word, which that's a whole other conversation. But he's a health insurance agent. And like Jordyn alluded to, Ed and Tammy, who played together from season 1, are his brother and mom. And he's saying that he wants to pick up the slack where his brother and mom failed. And I think right out of the gate, going in, we see the like profile photo choosing moment, and we see him pull up this very, 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 very attractive model photo. And he's like, no, I think that's too intimidating, and ends up going with like a generic gym selfie, which I love. And that's already, honestly, playing a better game than Ed and Tammy did in season 1. Like,
are we going to talk about the mini games in between, like later on?
Yes.
Because I want to talk about something about him.
Oh,
I think you already know. I think you already know what I'm talking
Oh, honey. I have an entire segment.
Miss Chloe to slide into his DMs.
Well, we will get there because that also happened. No, honey.
Chloe is me.
I got you.
She is the definition of me. Thirsty.
Yes. But I would like to move us away from Mitchell and talk about my winner pick. A true icon, and that is Miss KHAT. Every single thing about this woman, I love. Every single thing.
I love her because she's an instigator, and I love a good instigator.
She is textbook reality TV.
She's going to be fighting with Tara Alicia.
A lot of people. If we don't see her on a future season of The Challenge, Survivor, if we don't see her again on TV, that is a missed opportunity, because in 2 episodes, she's already given us reality TV gold.
Mm-hmm.
But let me talk a little bit more about her. So she's 27. She's from Mesquite, Texas. And you know who else is from Mesquite, Texas, y'all?
No.
Sean doesn't, but Jordyn will. Because Sean is a bad gay. Always and forever, Alyssa Edwards. Legends are made in Mesquite, Texas, y'all. Legends are made in Mesquite, Texas, apparently. And she is a pro volleyball player. She was the number 2 recruit out of high school. Not the number 1. She's the number 2.
2.
She's been a pro for 5 years. And she's going in as herself. And she talks about constantly fighting.
Who wouldn't go in as themselves when they're as iconic as she is?
100%. But she talks about why she's going in as herself, which I loved. And she touches on constantly fighting the stereotype of being a Black woman, especially overseas. Because I know a lot of pro volleyball players do play overseas because it is more popular in like European countries to be like a pro volleyball player. It's not as, I guess, popular in the US. There's a circuit for it, but I don't really know.
I didn't know there was pro volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that part of the Olympics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
are the Olympics going to happen this year?
Good question, but that's not.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to say, if there's one thing I love almost as much as reality TV, weirdly enough, it's the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I don't know what it is. Like the Olympics, the World Cup, like all of those things, like international people coming together and doing sport ball related things, I love.
You're just
and I know that's balls. Like, I am a fan of the balls, but no, I especially like women, like the women's events, like women's gymnastics, love. Figure skating, obviously, love. Women's soccer, love. Like, I know that's a weird tangent, but I love the Olympics. So I hope it happens this year. Who knows? Maybe we'll review the Olympics for the Fallout TV. No, it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Please don't.
I don't like, honestly, look. I don't think the Olympics are going to be happening this year again.
I don't think they are either.
I don't think the Olympics are happening, but you know what is happening? The circle. So let's get back on track.
Okay, but I also have, y'all, I have the first tragedy of the night that we have to talk about. Chloe broke her lipstick, and I am still reeling. I am still reeling from the loss of Chloe's lipstick. It was a cute color. Lipstick, we will
get her some lipstick in a basket. Replace the lipstick.
Who gives a fuck about the trophies that they get for winning the mini games? Just bring her a trophy of lipstick.
Like a gold.
Oh no.
I don't like her. Anyway.
I love Chloe.
You have some interesting opinions, Sean.
She's too much for me. She's
just enough for me. She's giving me everything I've ever wanted.
Chaotic, messy.
She's too extra. That's coming from me.
That's coming from you. Questionable.
I love Chloe.
But anyway, so we do get trying to get us back on track because otherwise we're going to be here for 2 hours.
A lipstick.
And I have things to do. But yes, we get KHAT and Mitchell snooping on their fellow circle players, and immediately KHAT goes, "That's not Lance Bass." And I was like, "Yes, queen." And then she clocks that Emily's a dude, and I was like, "Yes, queen." And then she didn't get that. I think it was River and Trevor.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, they're definitely real." And I was like, "You know what? You got 2 out of 4. You're looking just at these profiles. Icon. I'm like, I'm on board. We get Mitchell talking about how Emily's hot, which is just funny because Emily is Jack. It made me laugh. It makes me laugh when straight men. It makes me laugh when straight men flirt. like in this scenario when they like are flirting with a girl but it's actually a guy. Like I find that funny. And then there's like
what I find funny.
It does, yeah.
Well, like Jack knew what he was doing when he chose Emily.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
Because as much as I dislike him, Jack is in a pretty good position as Emily.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I also say it last time I said it. Circle needs to stop fucking showing that he's scratching his motherfucking balls because I don't need to fucking see it on TV.
He keeps grabbing them. I think he's checking to see if they're still there.
You know, given the pandemic, I think we all are, to be fair. Like,
but like on TV, oh my god. I understand Big Brother, but like, this is a circle. It's really edited.
It's edited. Also, speaking of editing,
the circle is making him look like a total tool.
Douche.
As they should, because he is one. Anyways, you were saying, Logan.
On a circle related tangent, there's been some interesting tea that has come out in the last few days. I don't know if y'all have seen with icon, legend, and star Vithin from the Circle UK Series 3. He went on a podcast and basically was like, here's how overproduced the Circle UK is, down to a T. Like, if you haven't listened to the podcast, go do it, because like we all know that reality TV is produced. Like, that's a given. But like, his insight being a part of the process, like, just go listen. I'm not going to say anything about it specifically, but just go listen to it. It's great.
We don't want to piss off the Circle Netflix, because ideally I would like to see some of these people join us.
I'm just saying, go support Vithin, because we love Vithin as well. So we get Courtney's back in the inner circle for some reason.
We'll pop up the link to the podcast so you guys can.
We'll tweet it. How about that? We'll tweet it.
Yeah.
We'll tweet it. Something like that. So Courtney's back in the inner circle because now it's time for a KHAT and Mitchell to start, and then they get one message in, and then the Joker's like, hey. And so Courtney's whole point in this inner circle chat is to drive home that they can't trust the girls. And after looking at their profiles, especially KHAT not trusting Terralisha, that's kind of the big goal. So KHAT and Mitchell have this talk. Oh my God, friends. Oh my God, I'm going in with a friend. Oh my God, friends. And then the Joker comes in, and Courtney, as the Joker, is like, this ain't a family. There's no women empowerment. All the women suck.
Okay. Should you, he should have played being the Joker a little bit better, because it really came off like it was him.
I disagree.
I disagree as well.
No,
I think it was slightly overproduced, but then there's in the conversation Emily and Mitchell were having specifically, and we'll talk about it, Jack was using similar language in that chat. So I think Courtney, for me at least, Courtney really got down the way that Jack as Emily is talking in the circle. And we even see I think we see both of them at some point saying that they think that the Joker is Emily. So, for me at least, Courtney kind of got the job done and did it well.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think it's the reason why I feel like you think this, because we see it in Courtney's perspective. So that makes it just easier to be like, oh, no.
No, that's a valid point, because we are kind of seeing his personality more than what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But from a viewer's, just from me watching it, to me looked like he was that person.
I get that, and I think where I'm gonna agree with you on that is maybe the first two messages where he was like, "Hey, sweeties, no 21-year-old sorority girl's gonna talk like that. I know 21-year-old sorority girls. They don't talk like that. I have dealt with my fair share of 21-year-old sorority girls, and none of them, there's a few, but none of, for the most part, really talk like that. But by the end of this, KHAT for sure is like, I think this is Emily.
Y'all in the comments, let us know. How do you think the Joker, like, what do you guys think?
Yes. So we move into a game appropriately called Two-Faced, which I loved. So in this game, is this the one you were talking about, Sean? I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah, I'm talking about this one.
Say that, like, at least one thing I want to say is at least the Circle names their games and challenges.
Unlike certain franchises, Big Brother Canada.
It was only this season. Chillax.
Look.
They don't have the budget to even name
names.
We want names.
Anyway, we want names.
So what's the challenge, Logan?
So the challenge is Two-Faced. Thank you so much for asking, Sean. So you have to upload a naughty and a nice duo of photos with appropriate hashtags. Just some overall things that happened. Chloe is on one as usual. When Trevor's photos pop up, she's like, oh my God, marry me. And then later on, when Mitchell's photos pop up, she's like, Trevor who? Which I loved personally. KHAT and Trevor immediately clock Emily. Not only there's like a difference. Delisa says that there's like a difference between the photos and the personality, which I definitely saw. I did not think that was the right set of photos that Jack used for Emily. And then also clock Lance simultaneously, and they're both kind of like, that's a girl playing Lance Bass. And then the newbies pop up, and everybody's gagged by Miss Dark and Lovely KHAT. And then Mitchell's entire ass is on our screen on Netflix. And I need to know his ass workout because I need my ass to look like that.
Hey, sir, can I get some butter? Can I get some butter on that?
You know what? Mitchell, get an OnlyFans. We're here for it.
I would subscribe. Overall, other than the obvious Mitchell's ass, what did we think about this game and how it turned out?
I liked it.
Some handled the game well, some did not.
Very.
I feel like there is some strategy in every other game that they put out there. Like this one, like
absolutely,
it tested. The photos basically tested their personalities, and that's what it goes back to the whole Jack situation. Jack and Emily, those two photos did not match how she acts in the game. And that's why they were able to clock her.
Because like the way that Jack is talking is like bubbly.
Jack is losing grip of his game as a woman.
Yes.
Like
very that.
I see him. He was in a good position till this game happened.
Yeah. Like Trevor, like Delisa, like almost unhooked from Trevor, but she was able to grab on again. Unlike Jack, I think Jack got too much to his head that he was just an influencer and like power, because white men love their power.
That's why we grab our balls every 20 minutes.
I do want to ask, at this point, out of the Catfish players we have left, who do we think is playing the best Catfish game?
Trevor.
Great. I love that we all have the same answer. I would say, okay, here's what I'm going to say. I would say Trevor, followed very, very closely by Lee. I think Lee is doing...
River.
River.
I agree.
I think Lee started off a little rocky.
I forgot River was a catfish.
Not that! We would have been talking about his hair if he was in the game. That's all I would be talking about. But no, I think Lee started off a little rocky, like with a few of his like phrasing things, and I think now he's like fully getting into it. And I'm like, not that I didn't love Lee before, but like these episodes especially, I was like, Lee, you're moving up as well. But a lot of people are moving up, so there's like competition for my fave. It's basically like I like everyone, and then there's one person at the bottom, and I think we can all guess who that one person is.
Oh my god, it is Delisa. Just kidding, I know it.
Oh my god, of course it's Delisa. No, I love Delisa. We will talk more about Delisa because there were things. But after we get the Two-Face game, we got a good old circle chat, and Mitchell's coming in hot. Hey, Familia.
Not Familia.
And Familia, in the most white sounding pronunciation of Spanish I think I've ever heard. And I took Spanish in high school with a lot of white girls. So, like, this was really bad. And basically the whole chat is everyone being like, oh my god, Mitchell, your ass. Oh my god, Kat, you're an icon. And Mitchell just not being able to keep up. Which I
Lord,
loved.
help us all.
But we did out of this get a lovely song from Kat. I got friends. And I'm like, yes, Kat, you do have friends. Can I be your friend? I want to be your friend.
It's given speculation corner.
It is given speculation corner tea. Yes. Yes. So after we got this like confusing circle chat introduction to Kat and Mitchell, we got this amazing, wonderful My Beautiful Black Queens chat with Trevor, Kat, and Delisa. Or Teralisha. Very sorry. Delisa's there too, but not as Delisa. We got...
Wasn't it Trevor who made the chat?
Yes. Trevor, played by Delisa, and Kat, and Teralisha. Got it. What did we think about this chat between these three?
Hi, Trevor is...
It was fire.
I think that was smart on his behalf.
Fire.
Yeah, she knows her husband. She knows her man. Because that sounds like something he... Yeah, it was wise.
And not even that. It was like the subtle... And I know, Logan, you're probably going to bring this up. It's the subtle of her or him. This damn fucking pronouns. They. Them,
all of the catfishes will now be called they and them temporarily.
It was the subtle of them like throwing
situation.
under the bus that I loved.
And then afterwards being like, is this the start of a bond between me and Teralisha? I'm like, how are you going to throw her under the bus to this newbie who does know things? But at this point, they don't know that they know things. Yeah. And at the end of this, they're like, oh, there's some resolution. And now Trevor likes Teralisha all of a sudden. And I'm just like, what?
I think they're just trying to get good rapport because...
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing... Okay, I compare it to like a jury management kind of thing.
They're playing
because the ratings hasn't happened yet. So I see why.
This whole game is a game of Big Brother jury management. What are you talking about? You're jury managing the whole game.
Yeah.
A few other things before we get to the end of this episode. We get a Lance, Chloe, and River chat talking about Mitchell. And Lee refers to Lance Bass, aka Lisa. He refers to Lance as Hot Daddy Lance.
I would disagree.
I cringed. I mean, Lance Bass is hot, but not Hot Daddy Lance. Oh. He's also gay. You have no chance.
Look.
You know all of us because he's married.
Look.
Okay, you know what, Sean?
Plus, I'm looking at someone else.
You for talking, Logan. I just have a detest for a certain Bass, and
I know you do.
Honestly, Miss Lisa can get out. Like, I need her to leave so I don't have to look at his face.
I have thoughts about Lisa that I'll get to when we talk about the next episode. I like her, but I'm just confused. I'm just very confused.
Does she even know the person
she's overplaying. She's overplaying her own role in this game.
Oh, I disagree. I think she's underplaying.
Really?
Look,
I do. We'll get there. I have a specific.
She's just confused.
She is just confused. I have a specific example when we get there. But yeah, so Chloe's unsure about talking about whether she fancies Mitchell.
Also fancy Mitchell.
We all do. And she's worried about her relationship with Trevor, and that's kind of the gist of this conversation.
You don't stand a chance.
But I loved this combination of people specifically because we've seen Chloe and River in a similar space before with Courtney. But we haven't seen, like, this is the first real time that I'm seeing Lance being brought into, like, a group chat setting, which I liked seeing because I did like Lisa, sort of like, because Lisa was the one that made the chat.
Okay, I was going to say, do you think, why aren't people messaging Lance?
I think at this point, everyone kind of realizes, oh, I don't think that's Lance Bass.
I mean, Chloe's still trying to figure out who Lance Bass is.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of Jack, we have a chat with Mitchell and Emily, aka Jack. And I don't want to talk about it because it's a lot of gross, straight flirting, and I don't really have time for that energy right now. So instead, okay, go for it.
I mean, look. At least I have a chance with Mitchell because I have boobs.
Anyway,
the final Joker mission. So at the end of this
Joker.
I know. The end of episode 5, we get alert! More alerts! Oh my god, an alert! Alert! If I was ever on the circle, every time there's an alert, I would just be the most extra about the alerts. Like, I'd be running around my flat, just like, alert!
Alert! Alert!
Alert! Alert! Alert! Alert! Alert!
The shenanigans of the alerts.
Shenanigans. But we find out that the last part of Courtney's Joker mission is that he gets to choose a player to be an influencer automatically at the next blocking. This felt like way too much.
This was too much.
Hi, this feels like riggery, buffoonery, and more riggery. Overproduction.
I'm just like over Savannah
Allegedly.
Getting blocked and then choosing someone? Like Allegedly. You know what? I will say I like the idea of this. I don't like the execution of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like, so what I would have preferred to see, because obviously Circle knew they were going to give the visited person the power with, like, the Joker. What I would have preferred, and it would have felt a little less riggery if instead they outright told Savannah to go see someone she thinks should win.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was Circle knowing, she'll probably go to Courtney.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred, like, it would have felt more random had it been she could have visited anybody. And it would have felt less.
She could have visited anybody.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, the way that they
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's the way that they worded it, but also, like, the way that it was edited to us, we already knew who she was picking. Like, it came down to the two people, Courtney or Trevor. And, like, we already knew that she had more of a relationship with Courtney. So, like, I was like, okay, cool, Courtney's getting it. Cool.
See, what I would have loved is
it felt more riggery.
I would have loved if Savannah was the Joker.
Right.
Like, forget the middleman. Make Savannah the Joker.
I would have... See, that would have been more fun. Like,
Absolutely.
The eliminated person should have been the Joker.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would have liked to twist more, because I really genuinely do like the idea of this, like someone anonymously
It was
being
just
able
the
to influence
execution.
things. The execution was off. Absolutely, the execution was off. And so we get the cliffhanger of, oh, who's Courtney gonna pick? Because the circle likes their cliffhangers, and we do too.
A cliffhanger that isn't really a cliffhanger because it goes right into the episode.
Because the episode literally starts right after. There's no close. It just goes straight in, which I love Netflix for. But yeah, so we get Courtney talking in the inner circle about who he's gonna pick. He immediately rules out KHAT and Mitchell because they're newbies, Emily because he can't trust her, and Tara-Leisha because Hell would have had to freeze over. Hell would have had to freeze over before Courtney was going to give an advantage to Tara-Leisha. And so it ends up being between River and Trevor is kind of the conversation that Courtney is having. But we're going to put that on the back burner and we're going to move on because we don't get the results immediately. And so we start the first sort of conversation of this episode. The next morning is we get a chat with Emily and Courtney. And this was just a lot of Emily trying to cover her bases and Courtney being fake. Because he had to, because he didn't like Emily.
So, one thing Courtney should have actually given it to someone he disliked, only because that would have threw the scent off.
I would not have. And the only reason why is because if I'm Courtney, if I give influencer to Tara-Leisha and then someone else I don't like is the other influencer, I'm gone. So, like, I don't necessarily know if he should have given it. I don't know if he should have given it to River, but maybe I would have given it to a more neutral person like Chloe.
Not you spoiling who got it.
I
mean, yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers are always a thing around here.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think he played it not the brightest.
I could disagree.
I don't think he played bad.
I think
thank God there's some disagreeing on this panel.
Sean and I on the same page.
We'll talk about it. Why I disagree.
Yeah. So the Emily and Courtney chat was just a lot of nonsense and bullshit. And then we get the start of our love triangle, but in reality is more like a parallelogram.
I thought it was a V.
No, because there's a fourth person involved. They call it a triangle. Yeah. So we get a chat with Mitchell in the gym with his shirt off, which I loved. We get Mitchell and Chloe talking, and there's a lot of bants, and we have to get Michelle to explain what bants are, but they didn't explain it properly. And what they should have done is explained what banter is, and then explained that bants is a shortened term for banter, which is like a good conversation. And I was just like,
Lord help us all.
Very that. There's a lot of other straight flirting, but this was at least cute because Chloe was like talking about how she was in the bath, and Mitchell was like, oh, room for one more, and she was like, depends on how big you are. And I was like, Chloe, Chloe
is me.
Chloe is you. But Chloe is also me.
And I still don't like Chloe. Anyways.
Yeah, you love me.
She again,
I think you're just not used to like the Essex. I don't know. There's something about Chloe that's
sparkle to is.
It is. There's something about Chloe that's throwing Sean off, and I think that's why.
Because we're a little bit more. We're a little bit more
to the bottom of it, but
yeah. We might just have to show Sean a lot of clips of Cheryl Hole, and then maybe
who?
She's a drag queen
to the
from
education.
Welcome to the Fallout TV RuPaul's Drag Race UK edition.
Season 1!
Coming later this year. No, I'm kidding. Probably. And then, the drama. Mid-chat. Chloe's talking to Mitchell. And then Trevor invites her to a chat. Oh my God. And she's in the bath having to decide.
I need to... Was this produced?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the tea I'll give you. So
I would like the tea. We'll say this. Allegedly, the tea. Just
the
so we don't...
tea. So this goes back to the podcast that I was talking about with Vithin. And how Vithin was talking, I believe this is all from there, about how they have to request to production to talk to someone. Because they only have a certain number of translators at any given time to do the voice to circle typing. And so you have to tell production in advance, I want to have a chat with Jordyn at some point. Can we make this happen? Or something like that. And then so 100% this moment was produced. Because obviously, Mitchell and Trevor were probably both we want to talk to Chloe, obviously. Mitchell to get in the door, Trevor to secure his spot with Chloe. So yeah, 100% this was produced. But I still loved it.
The timing was
amazing.
Yeah. Good TV.
Sean is over us talking about Chloe.
Bitch.
Well, guess what, Sean? We're gonna talk more about Chloe because now we got to talk about her conversation with Trevor. And we get flirting, but we get a different level of flirting. And this sort of is the development of our love parallelogram, as I'm gonna talk about it.
We don't believe in thruples anymore, or thruples.
No, thruples are canceled. It's obviously Mitchell, Chloe, Trevor, and then we also have this offset of Emily, who has obviously is flirting with Mitchell, but also has a connection to Trevor because they've talked. Not necessarily in a flirting way, but they have a connection. So it's more a love 3-sided shape with a dashed line on the other side. So it's not a complete shape.
The drama.
It's a love open box. Because they're the other side.
It's weird. Connected. It's fucking weird.
It's
fucking weird. If I didn't know I was flirting with a catfish.
Okay. So
especially if it's someone that's looks like Jack. Anyways, that's my intake on that.
You're not wrong.
Can you
and Jack, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I just don't like you.
But that's the thing, what makes it funny kind of is imagine you wouldn't expect that you could be flirting with a catfish. So for a bruise to the ego to find out the girl you like is actually a man.
Which is upsetting because it goes back to what I said earlier. It happens in real life, but in a social experiment like this, you have to adapt to it.
Honestly, it just brings out the mild homophobia in some people, which I love seeing because I love seeing people's reactions to that sort of scenario.
The girlies are fighting.
Not the girlies. The besties are fighting. So yeah, the cute part about this conversation is that they're talking where would we go travel? And Chloe mentions Bali, which conveniently, I don't know if this was produced. I want to hope it wasn't. But Bali is conveniently where Trevor took Delisa for their honeymoon. And I was like, that feels too much of a coincidence.
Shenanigans.
Specifically, you're gonna say Bali?
That's an alleged.
Allegedly.
That's so weird.
And we get the securing of the Chloe Trevor relationship with the hashtag #my1. So we love to see it.
You should put the word fake in between my. And
My fake number one.
Not that.
Number one fake.
So we move on from this conversation to what I was talking about earlier with Mitchell.
Batter up.
And that's batter up.
You
and
know,
I
here on the Follow, we enjoy our breakfast food.
Oh yes, breakfast food slaps. I'm about to go have breakfast for dinner after this live stream. So like we love breakfast.
The coincidence.
I see why you like this one. I see why.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out how I 100% got like college baseball douchebag vibes from Mitchell, and then immediately he starts talking about baseball terms. I was like, I knew you played baseball, fucker. I knew. I was like, gives me all the vibes of all the baseball players I've ever met.
That's probably why he has a nice ass.
100%.
I was literally about to correspond that with a nice ass because most baseball players have a nice booty.
They do.
Like
baseball pants. Baseball pants. Literally only second to rugby shorts. Honestly. And I played rugby, so I know about some rugby shorts. They're
lacrosse?
A great time. Have you ever met a hot man who said, "Oh, I play lacrosse"?
No.
No,
you know
Jordyn.
What? Yeah. There are some really attractive men on the Calgary Roughnecks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, one example.
I want receipts later. I need pics.
I need it. But yeah, so this is just despite what Mitchell may have thought. Unfortunately, we're not playing baseball in the circle, though I would love to see it.
Good Lord. Let's get that.
Can we play baseball inside the circle? But no, it's just pancake art, and it's real cute. And I will just say my favorite moment of this episode was just Mitchell obviously not wearing a shirt. We're on brand. That's the brand. It's just not wearing a shirt. Ed's brand was the cutoff shirt that showed the sides.
I'll lick that
Mitchell's vibe is just
off of Mitchell.
Same dibs. I already beat you to it. Sorry. Like
my boobs trump you.
Oh god, I hate that term.
And probably Logan's mouth trumps you as well. So like
you guys are even. Like a Hoover.
Oh no, baby.
A hole's a hole. So
any hole is a goal.
Is a goal. Yeah. Welcome to the Fallout TV After Dark.
So can I guess why you like this thing?
Why?
Did the batter explode all over Mitchell?
No, he was just covered in the batter. We just talked about it.
Oh. Imagine if it actually exploded on him. That would have made it even more hotter because, like,
look, all I'm
imagination.
Is...
But you know who did drop? But you know who did spill and drop everything? Almost everyone. Everyone was having issues with the lid on the little squeeze bottle. Delisa dropped a whole egg on the ground trying to juggle. I was just like, really, y'all? And then all of them, honestly, all of them looked like shit. I was like, why are we expecting circle players to know how to do pancake art?
Not only that, like, none of those pancakes I wanted to eat.
I wish they saved this.
Maybe Trevor's.
I wish they saved this
with that whole ass egg
when they do the because you know in season 1 they did like the challenge where like they have to draw each other. Mm-hmm. I wish they saved this for that.
Not the drawing each other, but also pancake art. That would have been bad. No,
pancake drawing each other. Oh my god,
it's easy. Pancake art's easy.
Just draw a snake. Yeah, so we get. Yes. So we get 2 winners, Kat and Trevor. Woo, they won a trophy. I love the tiny little like trophies that they're getting for winning the mini games.
Hello, trophy budget.
Cute. I was like, that's cute, Netflix. I see you there. And then we get the reveal of the Joker thing and who the first influencer is. But y'all already know because I already said it. It's River.
I'm actually, you know what? I was very interested to see what River would do. So
Same. And we'll get there.
I
remember what I was gonna say.
I like it.
Back to that whole conversation that I forgot about that we had in the beginning. My disagreement Anyways, I like that he picked River because of the fact that, like, if you look at the ratings in the past few episodes where Trevor has been landing, I would rather pick River, who's always like
more
a
neutral,
fluctual, whereas Trevor's always in the same position, knowing that Trevor could possibly be an influencer. That's why, like,
and we'll get there.
I like the decision.
And we'll get there. River is chosen. Yeah. So River is chosen as an influencer, and we go straight into our third ratings of the season. Because River's already an influencer, he was rating but could not be rated, and because Mitchell and KHAT are brand new, same situation applied. And here is where I would like to spend a good period of time talking about dear, beautiful Lisa. Why the fuck at this moment in the game are you rating your friends low and calling it a strategic move? I was just so confused by everything she did. That's dumb. Yeah, I genuinely could not understand what her strategy was.
I don't think she realized this. Her lowering her friends in the game, or her quote unquote allies in the game, because the whole ratings is basically divided, like it's all averaged up. So that means it literally does not help them, because it doesn't help you either. No. I just don't understand. So we get into people doing the specific ratings that we see. We obviously don't see all of them ever. But we have Mitchell putting Emily first, and he claims that she was like the most helpful person to him, which, cool, sure. Helpful. We have, because they had like the flirting conversation, and she like gave him she gave him the information. The other thing. What I'm thinking. No, but she did also give him the information that her and Chloe were influencers in the previous cycle. So I guess I understand the logic behind it. We have River putting Lance first. Super fan move. Anyway, we have KHAT putting Courtney first, which I loved. We love seeing Courtney do well. Yeah. And then Lance decides to put Tara-Leisha first. Confusing. But anyways.
What? Lance is confused.
And I like Lisa. She's a nice enough human, but I'm just like, why?
She's just so naive to the game. Ugh.
I just don't get it. Yeah. But anyway, the rest of the ratings we see Tara-Leisha putting...
think she would... One more thing, and then I'll shut up. Mm-hmm. But, like, for someone who, like, works around Lance, she doesn't seem to, like, think like he would.
No. And no. I think that's the big disconnect, is like, she probably thought going in, I know everything about Lance. And that's cool. A super fan of NSYNC could probably do a better job than her, because she, like Jordyn said, she's not thinking like Lance. She's thinking like what she thinks people think of Lance.
Yes.
Which is not how you play.
I'm going to just go out and say it. Lee would have played Lance better than Lisa.
Lee would have played it better. KHAT would have played it better. Trevor would have, or Delisa would have played him better. Like, just like, and that also spurs from the first conversation where he was like, I'm going to take the money into an NSYNC tour. No. And we'll get to Lisa. So Tara-Leisha puts Chloe second. Emily puts Tara-Leisha second, which I loved, the continuing of like the girl gang situation. River puts Courtney second because of the bond that they have. The other thing about River put Lance first and specifically mentioned that he thought Lance was the Joker. That was his reasoning, which I guess, given what Lee knows, makes, I guess, sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at the move, but I also feel like it's a lot of, like, a super fan.
Move.
I'm not going to lie. The first opportunity you have to rate Lance Bass, and you rate him first.
And, like, here's
Super
the
fan
thing.
move.
Like, not only that, Lee has to know that, like, it's a catfish.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't.
I think
He's too
one of
over the fact that, like,
yeah,
he's
It's
so
Lance Bass.
fangirling
Mhm.
that he's forgetting that at the same time you're playing a game.
Mhm.
So, like, that would be me. Like, if I saw, like, oh my god, not Gigi. Why am I thinking Gigi? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Gigi Good is playing the circle. Oh my god.
Like, right, like, it would go over my head. Like, if I saw Joey Graceffa on my fucking screen, I'd be like, oh my god, that cannot be Joey Graceffa. But, like, I'll be fangirling.
But I feel like, here's the thing though. I feel like Joey Graceffa
I think
is down to clown. I think Joey would actually do it. That's the thing.
He would. He loves reality TV.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
he was on Tar. Like,
yeah.
Look, if I seen Grogu,
He has his own. He has his own show.
we stand Escape the Night. Shout out to Joey Graceffa.
We love Escape the Night here. Maybe we'll review season 5 because I need some more Escape the Night in my life. Maybe it'll just be me and Sean. Jordyn, you won't have to get in on the Escape the Night if you don't want to.
What is an Escape the Night?
So Escape the Night is the
Sounds like some
murder
50 Shades of Night.
No. It's a murder mystery YouTube premium show that Joey Graceffa made, where he kills YouTubers, basically. Like, not really, but like they all die.
So it's basically like a.
So it's like Clue.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
It's also like a mixture of like Survivor-esque because they do vote.
It is
people
very
in.
Survivor, yeah.
But like it's not like the people with the most votes.
Jordyn,
It's like whoever.
I'm gonna be binging Escape the Night.
There's 4 seasons and they're all good. Like,
I'll go ahead and use my YouTube preview.
Oh, I guess. Listen, if you actually do that, Logan, I'll pop me in because I have a lot of tea. I have a lot of tea. There was a lot of people that I thought was robbed, etc., etc., etc. Anyways,
maybe we'll do a one-off. Maybe we'll do a one-off if we do season 5. Maybe we'll do a one-off beforehand of like all the people we think are robbed because I also have opinions.
Yeah.
Anyway, Circle. So back to the ratings. Tara Alicia.
We are. As you can tell at the Fallout TV, we are like fucking Dory. We get distracted.
Stop it.
I think all 3 of us just needed a good Kiki to talk about the Circle tonight. Let's be honest here. Like we all, this is mostly for us, not for you.
To be honest,
you being here.
These 2 episodes were kind of boring to me, in my opinion.
I mean,
so that's why I'm like, you know what?
Today's episode is gonna be interesting.
Better.
Because I like so like obviously I've watched all the episodes. I'm completely caught up. But I enjoyed the second half of this week more than like 5 and 6.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. But anyway, to speed through the ratings and then we'll get to the results. Tara Alicia put Trevor 3rd. I think based on that, the Beautiful Black Queens conversation that they had, I think Tara Alicia kind of started warming to Trevor a little bit more, which I really like to see that. Trevor put Lance 4th. Courtney put Emily 5th, and Emily put Trevor 5th, which I found kind of interesting because they had a conversation about like single parent households. And so it was interesting to me that Emily put Trevor 5th, but whatever. Before the rating results, we get a quick conversation with Tara Alicia and KHAT. And now that like the Joker information has been revealed and like everybody knows that the Joker is a thing, Tara Alicia's like, give me the tea. I need all the tea. So KHAT gives her all the tea, but make sure that she tells Tara Alicia, oh, I'm making my own opinion rather than just listening to what this Joker said. And that's where I really appreciated KHAT's gameplay right out of the gate. Like, she's being personable. She's making her own opinions. I really appreciated, as much as I like the move for Courtney, I appreciate the fact that KHAT isn't 100% listening to what the Joker has said.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not bacon.
Oh, I want bacon now. I hate you. But you know what isn't? You know what doesn't smell like bacon? The ratings results.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Now I want pancakes
art.
and bacon. Oh no. So we get some ratings results. And at the bottom, again, is Terralisha.
Okay, Terralisha at the bottom.
I was kind of surprised, given that, like, she had a first place. I thought she was going to be fifth.
It's, you know what? One thing I'm going to say, I think the reason she's consistently ending up in the bottom these days, I think that fight with Savannah is still...
Oh, yeah, and even
it's
even
still
Lee was talking about it, like, the cloud is still there, like, she can't.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting, because I really like Terralisha.
I think, like, as a viewer, I enjoyed the fight, but I don't think the fight was very good for her game.
Not in the slightest. But yeah, so we see Terralisha at the bottom again. Fifth is Lance, and I'm really not surprised, because Lisa hasn't really been playing a good game. I honestly thought Lance was going to come bottom of the ratings.
Also, like, the thing is, too, I don't feel like Lance is having the conversations.
No.
Like,
Not
I don't
at
think
all.
I've seen much of him, like, you've seen, like, Lance in the games, but you haven't seen many, like, group chats or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's clear that I think... I don't know how much longer Lance is going to be around.
I don't know. We'll see how...
Lisa could surprise us, but...
Lisa could, but Lisa also could be blocked at the beginning of the next episode. We don't know. We'll get there. So fourth is Emily, and Emily's dropping from her influencer spot to fourth. And then we get the top three being Chloe, Trevor, and Courtney. And we get Trevor in third. Again.
So you want to know, when I was watching the episode, I was like, you know who Trevor reminds me of from season 1, who was always in a constant, like, placement? Sammy.
Yes.
Sammy.
Sammy was
Trevor's giving me
always
Sammy vibes.
high.
She was consistent. So that's why I'm, like, scared, because Sammy, it looked like the editing was giving her, like, the winner edit, but we saw that didn't happen. So I'm scared, because Trevor is my winner pick.
Yeah.
After Savannah left.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So we get, it's down to Chloe and Courtney. Who's it going to be? And then Chloe pops up second, and Courtney is the other influencer.
Correct.
It's River and Courtney. Courtney literally put River there. So, like, this is best case scenario for Courtney.
Yeah. That is something.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So we get the influencer chat before we get my favorite thing, a cliffhanger, an actual cliffhanger for at least this episode. So in the influencer chat, they kind of rule out Chloe and Lance immediately. Yeah, we see River is targeting Trevor,
which is weird. That was weird behavior.
I guess because he saw him as a threat?
Yeah, so that's kind of how I think.
Yeah.
If you look at the, like...
It makes sense.
I think the River is threatened by that constant third place every round kind of thing in the rankings.
Well,
so
and he also said...
That's why...
Well, he also says in the influencer chat that, like, he's gotten to know Trevor, but it's all been surface level. And so at this point, making a decision, I'm like, I guess that makes sense. From Lee's perspective, that makes sense. And we get Courtney targeting either Emily or Terralisha. He says openly to the camera, as long as one of the girls goes, I'm good. And so Courtney ends up deflecting the Trevor name, and it does ultimately come down to Emily and Terralisha. And Courtney at this moment tells River about what Savannah told him early on about the first blocking and how Terralisha was trying to block Courtney. And so now River is in this like weird position because Terralisha is his big sister, but also he brings up that like the negative vibes aren't really something that he likes. But we don't know who gets blocked, and you won't know, except you've probably watched, but you won't know until we talk about it again on Sunday.
You won't be seeing me.
That is right.
Someone else will be joining them. Oh, I'm just saying it's not me.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it until Sunday.
I would ask who we all think is getting eliminated, but we've all already watched, so we know who gets blocked.
I know who gets blocked. Logan.
You know what? We could discuss it because I'm going to think hypothetically.
Okay.
I think Terralisha is in danger just because of the two. River and Courtney.
Yeah.
I think like that would be the ideal for like.
Yeah. I think that would be the
Courtney?
ideal for Courtney, and I think Emily is more the ideal for River.
Right.
So we'll see whose sort of like, influences win out at the end of the day. At the end of the day, in the words of Cher, the winner takes it all. So, who is going to be the winner? We don't know. Who got blocked? Not sure.
Logan.
Who got... Yes, me always. Who got blocked? We don't know,
Jordyn.
except we do. What new twists are happening? I don't know.
Also,
but what I do know...
It's all speculation and alleged.
Yes. Yes.
What do we know?
What I do know, though, is that we will be back live Sunday.
We will be back on Sunday.
Are you guys bringing back Lana for Sunday's episode?
Who knows?
Everything is a mystery here at the Fallout TV. Everything's a mystery. There will be people back here talking on Sunday. Who it is, we don't even know yet. It might just be an hour-long live stream with no one in it.
Where I just put the circle Netflix, and then we'll shift in some banners.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was about to say circle kick Sean temporarily.
Why are we kicking Sean temporarily?
Well, because we're going to say goodbye.
Well, Sean also needs to say goodbye. I'm bringing him back.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Sean, I was about to do a very nice outro for you, and then Jordyn decided to just put you backstage. Anyway, Sean, thank you as always for being with us. We appreciate your commentary and your lovely, lovely personality.
Yes, hashtag Chloe hater.
Hashtag learn about Essex.
There's something about her I just don't like, and honestly, I feel like that it just goes in real life as well. Like when I interact with, like, it's not like I'm a female hater. It's just like there are those girly girls out there. Even with the gays, like I don't interact. Like when I don't do well with the gays.
Sean is pro
like, oh my god, like those gays. Like,
but we love all of our LGBTQIA+ plus siblings. As much as Sean may hate them, we love all of them. And with that, on that note, love you besties, XOXO, red heart emoji, send. Circle, close chat.